have a visit now with Argentina Lithium. The company has a portfolio of lithium projects in, you guessed it, Argentina. It makes my life so much easier when the company's name tells you a lot of what you need to know. We're going to be joined by Miles Rideout. Miles is the Vice President of Exploration. He has over 34 years of experience in advanced exploration practice, responsible business management, team building, and mining integration with local communities and indigenous peoples. He's managed the acquisition and exploration of dozens of lithium properties in northern Argentina. Previously, he served 5 years as CEO of Latin American Minerals, advancing gold and diamond projects in Paraguay, and 23 years with Quantec Geoscience, where he initiated operations in South America and managed subsidiaries in several countries. He has experience in mining permitting, financing, constructions, and operations, participated in the discovery of several world-class deposits, including Tallahassee and Eugenia copper porphyry deposits, Valadero epithermal gold deposit, and Navidad BMS epithermal silver deposit. So some big ones there. Great experience, Miles. Pleasure to have you on this edition of the Global Mining Symposium. How are you feeling today, and where are you joining us from?
I'm in Toronto today. Thank you very much for having me, and everything's going very well here.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's nice to see you, Miles, and without further ado, I'll pass the mic to you. We can focus on your presentation. I'll come back at the end with some questions.
Let me just find my presentation here, and there we are. Okay. Great. I hope everybody can see that okay.
Yes, we can. We're good to go.
Thank you very much. Argentina, lithium and energy. We are focused in the lithium triangle, particularly in northwestern Argentina. We have chosen this location because of the political environment, where we are extremely experienced, and because there's a tremendous potential for discovery and development in the northwest corner of Argentina. Our company is part of the Grosso management group. You can see some of the key figures of Grosso here. Grosso has been active in Argentina for the last 25 years. Previously, most of that period, I've been operating as a consultant to Grosso, and I joined their lithium group last year. Grosso has an excellent track record in Argentina. We have 4 major discoveries completed in Argentina, and 2 of the discoveries I'm showing on the screen are actually producing mines today. And we hope to continue this track record with new lithium projects. This is our management team. I'm very proud to be a part of this team. And these people have been really key in development in these Argentine projects overall the last 25 years. Our company is an exploration-based company. We don't have a production facility yet. Our target is to prove resources and take those resources through to production with a target date of about 2030. We expect that the lithium market will continue to boom, and boom much more strongly as infrastructure projects come online and as electric vehicles become more mainstream. So we expect that our resources, or our new to be discovered resources, will be servicing that demand. So here we are in the northwest corner of Argentina. You can see in this small map here, we have 4 key projects, and I'll go through with this presentation, identifying each project and its main characteristics. These total 67,000 hectares of lithium brine concessions. On the map on the right-hand side, you can see how our projects relate to infrastructure. And I'll just point this out. When we choose a project, what we're looking for is proven brine values. We're looking for scale, so a project that we can explore and develop to scale. And I like to see good infrastructure and good access. So all our projects are year-round accessible. None of them are particularly high elevation. They're mostly between about 3,400 meters elevation and about 3,700 meters elevation. This is a dry part of the world, and so easy working conditions, easy production. In fact, extremely favorable production conditions, and we don't need to spend a lot of money developing access to any of our properties. We can go in directly and work on the ground. By work on the ground, I mean geophysics drilling and then development steps. Our first project, this is the northern one on the previous map, is the Rincon West project. So Rincon is, it's a large salar. It's about 25 kilometers by roughly 25 kilometers in size, and it has previously been developed by Rincon Mining, who were recently purchased by Rio Tinto for their resource. They have a resource in the central part of this salar with an average grade of approximately 400 milligrams per liter lithium brine. We are on the western flank of the Rincon Mining property, and we acquired this property as an option last year, and we've done some geophysics, and in fact we began drilling this property last night, and I'll just go through some of the key points here. So this property is just under 2,400 hectares. When we acquired the property, there'd been some previous shallow geophysics that identified brines at moderate depth, depths between 50 and 100 meters depth to the top of brines. We completed a geophysical survey program comprehensively covering the project with deep seeing transient electromagnetic surveys. I'm a geophysicist, and this is sort of my bread and butter. This program identified brines under 64% of the property. So that's more than 1,500 hectares of potential brine aquifer on our property. So the drilling that we've initiated is diamond drilling. We'll be doing sort of stratigraphic holes, hopefully to the full depth of our basin, and sampling core and sampling the brines. Our initial focus will be in the main basin area of our property, but as you can see from the yellow shading on that map, we have brine targets right out to the west side of the property and very strongly down to the south end of the property. And most of our brine targets would start, say, 50 to 100 meters depth, but you can see we have some pockets which would be deeper. You'll see on those images the purple colors that we're showing there are about 1 to 1.5 ohm-meter resistivities, consistent with concentrated brine electrical resistivity. The images where the purple color is cut off at the bottom, it means that the geophysics was not successful in finding the bottom of the basin. The brines are too conductive and too thick. It slows the electromagnetic waves down, and so that survey stopped in brine. So looking at those images, even though they do seem to be cut off at perhaps 300 meters depth, in fact, in those primary areas, we do not yet know the depth of the basin, and we hope to discover that with our drilling. Anyway, so just a quick summary, the blown up image I'm showing here. So the deep purple colors, red to purple colors, are about 1 ohm-meter resistivity. The whites and blue colors are resistive cover units, which might be sediments, or they might be volcanic rock layers. And then the basin below us, or the floor of our basin, would be those yellow colors at depth. So that's the Rincon West project, and we'll be drilling that. Our 5 holes will take us about 4 months to complete. So around the end of the summer, we should have that drill program wrapped up, we'll be announcing those results as we go along. The next highest priority for us is the Antofalla North property. So Antofalla is an extremely long salar. It's about 130 kilometers in length and 7 to 10 kilometers across. The central portion of the Antofalla Basin has been claimed by Albemarle, the world's largest lithium producer, and they have done the lion's share of the historic drilling in the Antofalla Basin. We are on their northern limit, so their property is stops about 500 meters south of ours, and our properties, which we show on this screen as the red outlines, those cover about 26 kilometers extent on the northern reaches of Antofalla, extending from Catamarca province into Salta province. Antofalla is quite a low elevation salar. It's about 3,350 meters elevation. And we actually have some historic geophysics. This is a different kind of a geophysics. This is controlled source audio frequency magnetotellurics, which was conducted by us a couple of years ago in a portion of the property. We have since expanded our property position and we have more extensive coverage. You'll see in this image, the red and yellow colors are conductive units consistent with concentrated brines, and they extend to 500 meters depth. So our plan for Antofalla is in the second half of this year, we will be beginning our geophysics. It will be the same kind of transient electromagnetic surveys. I'll be covering all the property with quite an intensive program of geophysics, which will allow us to develop our lithium brine targets. And I would expect we can cover this property next year with drilling, likely 6 diamond drill holes initially. So we'll get core samples and brine samples. And again, I would expect that we'll be drilling the full depth of the basin. So we have stratigraphic holes. We can identify the most productive layers, and then we can look at next steps to expand the resource and take it through to a production scenario. Our next highest priority is the Pocitos project. Pocitos is in Salta province, and it's just south and east of our Rincon project. So we can work from the same operating base if we're in Pocitos as we use for Rincon. The Pocitos basin is very large. It's about 60 kilometers north-south and 20 kilometers east-west with extremely limited drilling. There's only approximately 10 drill holes, mostly in the northern sector of Pocitos. Those were not our drill holes. Those were a variety of drilling by government agencies and by exploration companies. The highest value reported in the basin thus far was 417 milligrams lithium. But most of the deeper exploration drilling has, although it all reports lithium, they haven't shown economic values to date on the deep drilling. So we've developed a very large property position here. It's 26,000 hectares. And our intention here is to do what we do well, and that is the geophysical exploration. It's fast, we can see very deeply, and it's not expensive. So we will comprehensively cover all our property package here with transient electromagnetic soundings, identify aquifers which are consistent with our expectation for concentrated lithium brines, and then we'll drill into these. So this is, I would rate this as a strictly exploration property, and this is sort of the next in line following Antofalla. To the east of the Antofalla Basin, there's another salar called Inkawasi. This is in Catamarca province. And this property is, this basin is sort of sandwiched in between Antofalla, where Albemarle has their large package, and to the southeast of us is Lake Resources, with their Catchy project. So we're in between two proven resources. We have 4 drill holes on this property with an average grade of 109 milligram per lithium found in that work. Surface sampling reported better than 400 milligram per liter lithium. Our intention for inkawasi is, again, come in here with transient electromagnetic soundings, do continuous profiles across this basin, identify new aquifers consistent with concentrated brines, and we'll drill them. And I'll just point out, again, this is a very large basin. This is 25,000 hectares. So that's about 17 kilometers north-south is our property holding, and about 4 to 5 kilometers east-west. So currently underexplored, and using our exploration technique, I believe that we can get in here quickly, determine if there's untapped potential, get drill holes into it, and then move forward to whatever production scenario is best indicated. And that would be, we'll likely get to this geophysics in the second half of this year, and drilling on this property would be for 2023. So this is our work program going forward. So we've completed the geophysics at Rincon. We've begun our drill program at Rincon. That's 5 drill holes over the next 4 months. And Antofalla is our next highest priority, where we'll be doing the geophysics in the second half of this year and drilling over the first 6 months, I expect, of 2023. And then we'll carry on with the additional exploration projects that I've described. And we are also in property acquisition mode as well. So we'll be, I expect, applying these same exploration techniques to new properties as we go forward. Here is our picture of our stocks. So we have 74 million shares outstanding, fully diluted. It's approximately 97 million shares. Our market cap was recently $34 million. And here is our contact information for investors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miles. Lots of interesting stuff going on down in Argentina. It's really cool to see the advancements you're making on the exploration side. We have a question from the audience from Michael. He's asking, is boron content out of these brines of commercial potential?
It could be as a byproduct. It depends on what extraction technology you use. You'll see, I find the technological development in the lithium brine space very interesting. You've got a scenario where, say, 10 years ago, direct lithium extraction was a sort of a fledgling science, and now we have production stage or pre-production stage projects going ahead. I watch those projects carefully to see new advances, but depending which direct lithium extraction technology you're using, you're able to pick out different metal ions and concentrate them very effectively. So yes, going forward, boron could be a byproduct for one of these lithium projects.
Okay, excellent. So we'll be watching closely for the drill results coming up from Antofalla next year. If the results are what you expect, what do you think the next steps are, and how quickly will you take it from there?
So for both Rincon and for Antofalla, what we're doing right now is initial reconnaissance and developing an initial resource. If we have successful initial drill programs, we'll be planning additional drilling to expand the resource, identify productive units. We'll go into production stage wells so that we can take bulk samples. We'll be proving the extraction technologies, which appear to us appropriate for those resources. And at that point, likely looking for partnering opportunities to go forward to production.
Okay. Excellent, Miles. Very nice presentation. Really, a lot of people in the last year have been looking for ways to play the lithium market, given the robustness and price movement. And certainly you guys are offering a vehicle by which to do that and get that big upside on possible new discoveries. So thanks for sharing with us. Thank you for taking the time. We look forward to following the story going forward.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a good day, everyone.
Cheers, Miles. Bye-bye.